So a while ago, I made a video talking about underrated Geometry Dash players, people who were ridiculously good at the game while never getting any actual attention, and that felt kinda unfair to me, so I wanted to promote them somehow. In that video, I asked you guys for suggestions on who to cover this time, and you'll never believe what happened after that. I actually took your suggestions, so if you haven't seen my first video, please check it out because that one got a lot less views than my other videos and it didn't have as much impact as I hoped it would, so please check that out if you haven't already. But hopefully this time I can make a difference for these players, so I'm just gonna say this now. Please actually subscribe to these guys. That's kind of the point of this video. I'd feel bad if I got like 10k views on this and then each person got like 100 subscribers. Like that doesn't feel fair. So yeah, just do it. Like it's nice and it's free, and yeah, you're just making somebody else's day better. Anyway, this video is going to be a bit more fast-paced than the first one because I have a lot more people to cover, but I'll still try to make a good case for each player. So with that said, the first person we have is Nethermind. Nethermind is tied with Doggy and Tiago for the 4th most completed top 10s, which is 5. On top of that, he's also beat 4 more top 20s, being Menace, Fireworks, Saul Goodman, and Eyes in the Water. He beat all of these levels in the past month, so it's fair to say he beats levels very quickly. He's basically like a mini W pop-off, honestly, but with actual motivation to play the game, I guess. On top of that, he's also beaten VSC, and he's also number 6 on the stats viewer, with 2.2 thousand subscribers. That actually makes him the least subscribed top 10 player. So yeah, please go subscribe to him because he's ridiculously good at the game. Like, it's kind of scary. Moving on, we have Quiver, who is number 17 on the stats viewer and has 25 main lists completed, meaning they have a third of the whole list completed. On top of that, their hardest is Abyss of Darkness, which they beat as their 1000th demon, so that's pretty impressive. And also on top of that, they're verifying It Means Everything, which is not only the coolest level ever made, I also found out that it's themed after Amori recently, so that makes it somehow even cooler. Anyway, he has that in 2 runs, and it's supposed to be top 2 places above Acheron, so that's really cool. The reason I included Quiver in this video is not just because they're verifying a top 2, but also because I've kind of always admired them from afar for playing really cool levels like Deadlier Clubstep and Dex Dark, which they beat more recently. I really like players who actually beat interesting levels rather than just doing the normal like Kenos, Promethean, Cognition. Like, that's so boring to watch. I don't want to watch that, so actually beating interesting levels is a lot more fun to watch. Anyway, he has only 1.3 thousand subs, so please go subscribe to him. Like, this guy's about to verify a top 2 in the next few months. Moving on, we have AdenZ9GD, who is one of the best platformer players in the game. So to help clarify some information for the platformers going forward, I want to mention the 2 different platformer lists that we have. There is the platformer list, which is a ranking of the 100 hardest rated and unrated platformers in the game, and then there is the P-man list, which is a ranking of every single rated platformer demon. So for AdenZ9GD, he is number 2 on the GD platformer list with 85 of 100 levels completed, obviously behind Ibio, who we mentioned last time, and he is number 1 on the P-man list with 278 out of 282 levels completed. On top of that, he also has the Inter-Summize world record, which I'd say is pretty contested given that it's a really popular extreme, actually a level that I beat. On top of that, he also plays classic extremes and beat multiple of them in a couple of days, so it's fair to say he also has a pretty well-rounded skill set. But you might be wondering after all that, if he is literally the best player on the P-man list, how many subscribers does he have? 522. Just please go subscribe to this guy. Like, the grind set it takes to beat 278 platformer demons, that's gotta be crazy. Moving on, we have ZXDPSA. I'm not joking, that is a real name. He's number 23 on the challenge list and is basically most known for verifying the LSD trilogy, being Prismatic Storm, Mescaline, and Anodyne. Anodyne obviously being number 3 on the challenge list, so one of the hardest and one of the, right now, most enjoyed levels in the top 10. Yeah, he's a really good player, not to mention the fact that he also made all of these levels himself, so that's pretty cool. He has a really unique decoration style and a level that looks really cool. On top of that, he's also verifying Surface, which is a top 1 challenge that he has 58% on. He also is verifying Misfortune and has 39 to 100 on it. And he's also playing Frigid Thrills, which he has 58 to 73 on, and that's supposed to be a top 10 layout. So the weird thing about the ZXDPSA is that for some reason his channel got taken down before, so he lost all of his subscribers. He had like 2k, but now he has 142. So that really sucks. I would not want to have that happen to me, so let's try to at least get him back to 2k, guys, please. Moving on, we have Aumi, who's basically the Zoink of platformer levels. Aumi has 9 out of 10 platformer list top 10s completed and 13 out of 15 top 15s completed. They had a top 5 verification called the Elephant's Foot a while back, and now they're also set to verify a top 1 called Atone the Flower. So a lot of cool things coming there. And also they have the Tower of Infinity Deathless World Record. And if you know Tower of Infinity, you know it was one of the first platformer extremes to get rated, making it a very contested record, but also that it is a very long level, so doing it deathless is really hard. Aumi sits at only 138 subs, which is obviously criminal, so we need to change that. Like now. Moving on, we have SuperHavon. SuperHavon is number 15 on the stats viewer, making them the best player in Spain. And what stuck out to me recently that made me want to include them in this video is that they were able to get a first victor of both the Yangere and Waterfall. They beat Waterfall like the day it came out somehow, and they beat the Yangere I think a day after it came out. So both of those are insanely fast speeds, especially for levels that so many people are playing. At least the Yangere, I don't know about Waterfall, but a lot of people are playing the Yangere, so the fact that he was able to get first victor is really impressive. He has 31 main lists in total, and he's also fluked a lot of list demons, so he has a lot of skill. He only has 1.3 thousand subscribers, so I would really recommend subscribing to him. Moving on, we have Laniekia, who's number 10 on the stats viewer, making them not just the best player in South Korea, but also the best player in all of Asia. Think about it, they're literally the best player out of 4.6 billion people. It's a little crazy. They have 27 main lists and 28 extended list records, as well as exactly 100 legacy records, so they beat a lot of levels, and on top of that found the time to beat Abyss of Darkness, Kyoki, the Lightning Rod, Minus Dry, and Firework. So they're really good at the game, and they have a really good grind set, so definitely subscribe to Laniekia because, I don't know, they're literally the best player in all of Asia. Moving on, we have NNG12, who's one of the best players that plays both classic and platformer levels. He's one of only 3 Convolution victors, which is the current top 1, and he beat Checked Steam, Silent Club, and the Art of the Blade as some of his hardest demons. He also was able to get world record on I Wanna Be the Guy, which obviously is basically the most contested speedrun in all of the platformer community, so yeah, getting world record on that is a little crazy. He also completed the entire Payment List top 8, and guess how many subs he has? He has 69 subs, by far the most underrated person on this list. So if you're going to subscribe to anyone, please subscribe to NNG12 because he is so underrated. Moving on, we have Sobot, whose crowning achievement is having a nerfed Silent Club step in 2 runs, which is 26 and 24 to 100. Note that not only does nobody else have it in 2 runs, but nobody else has even passed the pre-drop from 0. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. Apparently Vision spent the entire summer grinding out a nerfed Silent Club step, and he was not able to pass the pre-drop, so passing it is like really impressive. He also has world record on Sakupin End and Titana Machina, which are both pretty popular levels, and he only has 2.2k subs, so you guys know the drill. Subscribe. Moving on, we have Querocarrero. Querocarrero is number 6 on the GD Platformer List website and has the second most platformer verifications of anyone there, but the main reason I included him on this list is because he is a really good creator. He made arguably the most enjoyable top 15, being Querocarrero 2, and he's also made a lot of great levels like What's the Point, Level Where I Kill You, and Bramble Scramble. He's always really creative with what he makes. He always has great song choice. I love all of his levels just because of the song choice. And I really hope he gets nominated for Best Platformer Creator because he really deserves it on top of beating all the levels that he beats. Again, he's number 6 on the Platformer List leaderboard. So he's really impressive. Long story short, he only has 600 subscribers, so please go subscribe to him. Moving on, we have Adri420, who is a really talented up-and-coming player. I feel like he beat Silent Club Step as his first list demon, and then he went on to beat Slaughterhouse and Abyss of Darkness, and he beat all of these levels in the past 4 months. He's going for Agaron now, and if he beats it, he'll be the 9th player to beat 4 out of 10 top 10s, which is really impressive given that he has no other list demons. So yeah, he only has 1.1k subs, go subscribe. Moving on, we have Violet, aka G-Toast, who is the verifier of Convolution, the current platformer top 1. Similarly to NNG12, Violet has a very large range of skills in both platformer and classic levels. They've beat Shardscapes, but then they also verified Convolution, the current top 1, and is the only person to have the entire top 3 platformers completed. Violet's also currently working on Deathless the Abyss, which sounds ridiculous because the Abyss is like 16 minutes, but yeah, we'll see how that goes, but that is really, really impressive if they do manage to do it. And on top of that, they also managed to get the Farewell Golden Strawberry and 100% in Strawberry Jam. Now, those are both things from Celeste, but if you're acquainted with Celeste, you know that the Farewell Golden Strawberry is really hard. To put it short, it's basically a 30-minute run of a level that is the hardest level in the game, and you have to do it without dying at all. So yeah, just imagine a 30-minute Geometry Dash level that's like really hard. Like a return 0 times 2. That's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, all of these players are absolutely ridiculous gods that none of us can ever hope to touch, so that's cool, I guess. But anyway, everyone is linked to the description, so please go check them out and drop suggestions for the third and probably final underrated player video if you have some. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and stay tuned for some more cool videos I have planned, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I wasted the whole day on this, so I'm just gonna cut it short and say thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. I have a special thing for that coming out soon, but anyway, I really need to get my homework done, like I'm not joking.